Hi, I'm Ken Johnson. Initiate Productions is my company, and we've been around for about 12 years. And 2 years ago, we decided it was time to take our projects to the next level. And we stumbled across the Polish brothers, and they had a couple very interesting scripts. So we started working with them. And what drew me to the script originally was The Smell of Success. It was The Wizard of Oz. I love the idea that we could go back to old world filmmaking and things that hadn't been done in 70 years. I mean, everyone loves new modern technology where you can dabble on a computer, one person, and create a whole auditorium of people. And or you go to some fabulous location and give this visual wonder that you don't find. But reading the script, I found so many different interesting little pieces that it was all controlled inside a soundstage. That we brought the outside world into a controlled environment. And then to take it on a different step, because it's all themed around manure, we shot it in completely earth tone colors, 10 to 15 shades of earth tone. So there is no color except for Tia Leone's eyes that pop out like majestic blue, and it's just stunning. Yeah, but it's not a sepia tone film. People want to say, oh, it's a sepia tone film. No, we painted the grass brown. We found the right type of Skittles that were all fine for a candy box. And it was just really going back to old world filmmaking. One of my biggest compliments is Billy Bob Thornton walked on and he says, this is my 54th or 55th film that I've done, and usually it's on location in some seedy little motel, or it's in some great big place here or some little house over there. And he says, this was like, I felt like a movie star. I came to my stage, my set, my trailer every day, and I walked on into my playground. And what were you guys going to create for me today? And these illusions of how the eye just carries. I mean, Mr. Hunter, our art department, created this world that was just visually stimulating, that took your eye from one end to 100 miles away. And that's what kind of drew me to the script. Instead of flying monkeys in The Wizard of Oz, we have flying parachuters. And it was a magical thing for me to be a part of, and I've been really excited about it. With these two films, we did two films last year. The Smell of Success is one, and Stay Cool is another. Very strong cast. I'm a true 80s kid. So to find things where your niche is, that's when you were the coolest, and where everything in your world just kind of clicked, and that was the 80s for me. Looking at the material for Stay Cool, it just touched on so many things that were comforting to me that I wanted my daughter to be a part of. And so when we did the film, it was another cast that was shot. We picked everybody from the 80s. So we have the mom from E.T. and the dad from Family Ties, and you've got Chevy Chase, who's Chevy Chase, Winona Ryder and Sean Astin, and like Hilary Duff's our new person, so she's not technically a member of the 80s, but she headlines this whole film and pushes it into a new world. But again, when I find things that I like, that was something that I want to make as a family film. In this day and age, there's so much negative, or they're trying just to shock you into proving a point, where people are losing their jobs. The world is crashing. I mean, we've lost half of our independent film world is shut down. Some of the big studios are falling apart. And when everyone's running away from the industry, I'm doing the opposite. I'm going full forward, coming into the industry with two big full-length feature films that we're crossing them over commercially. They're that good. They're not just little art house films. I want to create jobs, not take away. And I want to find entertainment for people. I want to find a place that I can take my mom and my daughter to where it's a wholesome project with not a lot of bad language, not a lot of killing, and it doesn't need to be. I've got two films right now. Initiate Productions is working with Standard Productions, and we have two films in development now that are visually stimulating. It's a cross between Lakaja Falls, Birdcage, and Mrs. Doubtfire. I mean, you have men putting on drag. Look what it did to Dustin Hoffman and Tootsie. I mean, it changed. It was a revolution. But I look at like Lakaja Falls. It's a very colorful film. It's a very visually stimulating film. And you twist that into a brilliantly written script by a very talented man that's family-based, where the man's putting on the outfit because he wants to have his son for the summer. And he's sitting there side by side with his son working, and it's a touching piece. And I'd be proud if my daughter sits on one side and my mom on the other.